हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का वाईएस में। वेलकम टू द डेली एमसीक्यू डिस्कशन। टुडे इज 25th ऑफ मई 2021 और अब हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आज का 5 करंट अफेयर बेस्ड एमसीक्यूज। बट एज यूजुअल, बिफोर वी बिगिन आवर लेक्चर, लेट अस डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन व्हिच वाज आस्क्ड yesterday. The question was, who announces minimum support price in India? So MSP was in discussion in the last few months because of the farmers protest and all. So it is more important for us for the exam to know more about the MSP. तो इसीलिए इस क्वेश्चन को हमने पूछा है। तो the MSP basically is announced by the government of India, and this is based on the recommendation of CACP, the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices. तो the government of India ने अनाउंस करता है इस MSP को, और the MSP is announced for 23 crops. And remember, there is another price called the FRP, the Fair and Remunerative Price, and this is announced for sugarcane. Okay, so this is all about the MSP, right? Now let's begin with today's questions. But before we begin with today's questions, I would just like to inform you about the initiatives that Wawa ES has launched. Wawa ES has launched Vision Prelims Test Series Summary and Vision PT 365 Summary. Okay? And if you want these summaries at free of cost in the JPEG format, join our Telegram channel. Okay, and along with these, we also provide a lot of articles and other things in the summarized format, which is useful for your exam. And also, we post all the 5 questions along with their solutions in the PDF format to the Telegram channel as well. So do join the Telegram channel for all such awesome content. And if you want these summaries, that what we are providing, the Vision Films Test Series ka or Vision PT 365 ka summaries in PDF format, so that your revision will be quick and your revision will be very easy, then you can subscribe to these summaries whose details are given here, and also the details are mentioned in the Telegram channel. Okay? Now let's begin with today's questions. The first question: Renewable Energy Country Attractive Index, or ECAI, is a biannual index released by A. World Economic Forum, B. International Atomic Energy Agency, C. Ernst and Young, and D. Niti Aayog. Guys, the question on indices. The question on indices is a compulsory question, and in the past few years, we have been observing the question on indices each and every year. So do focus on indices, because we never know when a question on index will be asked, and in which way it will be asked. So be prepared for these indices, because every year we find questions. When we come back to this question, so this RECAI, this index is released by Ernst and Young. Ernst and Young is a consulting firm, and which is based out of UK, and this consulting firm is located in a lot of countries. So this firm releases the RECAI biannual index. Now we will see some more information about this RECAI. Okay. So if you see this RECAI index, the Renewable Energy Country Attractive Index, the 57th edition is released by Ernst and Young, and it's a biannual index. मतलब ये है कि it will be released once in every 2 years, and it lists the top 40 countries by renewable energy investment and development attractiveness. And it looks at individual categories like solar PV, the concentrated solar power, the onshore wind, offshore wind, biomass, geothermal, and hydro. In all these categories, the Ernst and Young will be ranking the countries. And if you see the countries which are ranked first, it is United States. It remains as the most attractive market, followed by China, and third is India. Third is India, and fourth you have, after India you have Australia at fourth, and Egypt and Israel at fifth and sixth. So when we talk about the solar PV, especially the solar photovoltaic cells, it is India which is most attractive, because as you know, the investments in solar is on a higher scale in India, and also the government is pushing a lot toward for these renewable energies. And India rose one place to rank three in overall renewable rankings, which I told already. Okay? So yeah, so this is all the information that we need about this renewable energy country attractiveness index. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is about the 17 plus 1 initiative. First statement. It is a group of countries which support each other's bids for permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council. Second one, India is one of its active members. So here we have to choose the correct statement. A one only, B two only, C both one and two, and D neither one nor two. And the correct answer is D neither one nor two, because this the first statement it talks about the UN permanent UNSC permanent bits, and this is G4. G4 it is talking about this G4 group. So G4 countries are Brazil, India, Germany, and Japan. So these four countries are called E4 countries, where each country supports other countries' bid for the permanent seat on UNSC, United Nations Security Council, and India is one of the active members. This also belongs to UNSC only. Now, what is this 17 plus 1 initiative and why it was in news? Let's see that. So the 17-1 initiative is basically it's a China-led initiative. China and European countries का initiative है ये. And recently why it was in news because Lithuania has put this 17 plus 1 cooperation forum. The 17 plus 1 initiative is a China-led forum founded in 2012 in Budapest. Where is Budapest? It is in Hungary, with an aim to expand cooperation between Beijing and Central and Eastern European countries. Okay, so here the main aim is for main aim of this 17 plus 1 cooperation forum is increase the investments and trade for the development of this region. Okay, the framework also focuses on infrastructure projects like the bridges, motorways, railway lines, modernization of ports in the member states. And the platform is largely seen as an extension of China's flagship Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, so that means that China has an hegemony over all of these things, and that also China's narrative towards this 17 plus 1 initiative is about improving relations, is what China says, but it's more about business only. And the countries which are involved in this 17 plus 1 initiative are 12 European Union member states and the five Balkan states: the Albania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Estonia, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Macedonia, Montenegro, Poland, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, and Slovenia. Now let's see the next question. Recently, a volcano was erupted at the mountain called Mount Nyiragongo. It is located in A. Japan, B. Congo, C. Indonesia, and D. Brazil. So the correct answer for this question is B. Congo. Recently, this Mount Nyiragongo it has erupted, and this mountain is in Congo. So this was in news because of two reasons. One, this Mount Nyiragongo is one of the most active volcano in the world, and second reason is that the Indian peacekeeping force, the Indian Army, which is a part of the United Nations peacekeeping force, it's not Indian peacekeeping force, it's the UN peacekeeping force where Indian Army is serving currently, peacekeeping force in Congo. So Indian Army is stationed in Congo base under the UN peacekeeping force, and Indian Army has helped the people in Congo in the evacuation. Okay? So that's why even the world media and a lot of media has praised Indian Army for their selfless effort. Now let's see some more information about this Mount Nyiragongo. So the Congo's Mount Nyiragongo has erupted, and thousands of people have fled into the neighboring Rwanda country. So this Mount Nyiragongo is an active stratovolcano with an elevation of 3470 meters. Okay? And its main crater is about 2 kilometers wide and it contains a lava lake. So this crater is one of the 16 decade volcanoes. What is decade volcano? Decade volcano means a volcano which is very active. So decade volcanoes means these volcanoes are very much active. So this is one of that. And this Nyiragongo lava lake, which is about 2 kilometers wide, it is one of the most voluminous known lava lake in the recent history. And Nyiragongo and nearby Numargira. So these two are responsible for 40% of the Africa's volcanic eruptions. 40% of volcanic eruptions. That means it's very huge. Okay, so this is a very active volcano, Nyiragongo. Remember, Nyiragongo is in Congo. So here you can see in this image, this is the location of this Mount Nyiragongo. This is Democratic Republic of Congo. So it is almost near to the border of Congo and Rwanda. Okay, that's why we saw people fleeing into Rwanda because of this. Right? Now let's see the next question. The next question is about the Competition Commission of India. The first statement, it's a statutory body under the Competition Act of 2002. Second one, it regulates mergers and acquisitions which causes or likely to cause an adverse effect on competition within India. So here we have to choose the correct answer. The correct answer is C, both 1 and 2. So this CCI basically it's a statutory body under the Competition Act 2000. This is absolutely right. And also the main aim of the CCA is to regulate the mergers and acquisition of companies so that there is no effect of competition, adverse effect of the competition in the market, because in the market-based economy, competition is very critical. So if countries are merging in order to remove the competition in the market, then this competition of Commission of India is going to enter. So that's why their main aim is to regulate the mergers and acquisitions so that the competition will be maintained in the market. Okay. Now let's see some more information. So the CCI was established in 2009 under an Act of Parliament. It's a statutory body under the Competition Act of 2002. It promotes competition throughout India by preventing activities that have been that have an appreciable effect on the competition. तो हमने ये देख लिया सब कुछ ठीक है. So अगर हम इसका composition देखा तो इसका composition है एक chairperson and not less than two and not more than six. Yani the number of members is between 2 and 6. The number of members is between 2 and 6. So this is the composition of CCA and these members are appointed by the central government. Central government appoint करता है members. Now let's look at the next question. The last question. In India, if a species of tortoise is declared protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, what does it imply? So this is a previous CSC 2017 question. So try to practice these questions along with the lecture so that you'll get more used to solving such type of questions which are very important from the exam perspective. Because the questions which you find in exam are totally different from all the test series and others which you will find. So this needs a typical different kind of thinking and different approach, which you can find only in previous year questions. So here if you see this question, the given options for this question are A. It enjoys the same level of protection as tiger. So it is about Schedule 1. The Schedule 1 animals enjoy the same level of protection as the tiger. B. It no longer exists in the wild. That the animal no longer exists in the wild. A few individuals are under captive protection and now it's impossible to prevent its extinction. Okay. C. It is endemic to particular region of India. D. Both B and C stated above are correct in this context. So here we have to choose the correct statement. And if you see the options here, we'll try to eliminate the options. Let us think you don't know anything about this question. We'll try to eliminate this. So if you see option C, so one thing what you can understand is the Schedule 1 means it has highest protection. It has highest protection. Okay, this one you can infer from this. So if you know this small thing that Schedule 1 means highest protection, you can directly eliminate option C because the protection is not for endemic animals. Endemic का मतलब ये है कि that animal is present only in that region. The animal सिर्फ वहीं पे पाया जा सकता है, सिर्फ एक ही रीजन में पाया जा सकता है इंडिया में, तो इसको हम एंडेमिक बोलते हैं. ठीक है. तो हम यहाँ क्या कर सकते हैं, if we know that the schedule 1 animals are highly protected, that means B and C can be eliminated directly. So sorry, C and D can be eliminated directly. Now we are left with two options. So B option is it no longer exists in the wild. So yani here does the protection needed for an animal which does not exist in the wild and it is under captive, because captive protection का मतलब ये है it is already highly protected. तो इसके लिए शेड्यूल 1 का प्रोटेक्शन क्यों चाहिए? तो इसीलिए this option is also wrong. So we are left with only one option, that is A. It enjoys the same level of protection as that of the tiger. And even if you know small thing that tiger enjoys the highest protection in India and killing of tiger is banned in India. If you know that thing, then option A you will be able to directly mark this. Okay, so here option A is the correct answer. Now let's see some more information about Schedule 1. Schedule 1 is under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Remember this. So the Schedule 1 covers endangered species that needs rigorous protection, as we talked already, and the species are granted protection from poaching, killing, trading, etc. The person who does all of these things will be heavily punished, and the species and the species under this should not be killed except under special circumstances, like it is threatening a person's life or there's a disease which is beyond recovery. Only in such cases it can be killed. And some of the animals under this Schedule 1 are black buck, Bengal tiger, clouded leopard, snow leopard, swamp deer, Himalayan bear, the Asiatic cheetah, the Kashmiri stag, fishing cat, line-tailed macaque, the musk deer, rhinoceros, brown antelope deer, chikara, golden langur, capped langur, and hollow gibbon. These are the various animals under the schedule one. There is no need to remember all of the animals, just try to remember the important ones and the ones which are in use. Okay? So these all the things which are in schedule one and all which are important for you to remember. You will find this in the PT 365, so there's no need to worry. Okay? So now let's see the question of the day. The question is, which waves are being used by the night vision goggles for the vision? Okay? So the night vision goggles use certain kind of waves. What are those waves? So do answer in the comment box. Okay, we'll get back to you. And tomorrow, before starting the discussion, we will discuss this question in detail. Okay? So one more important thing, guys, as I've told already, you can find all the questions with their solutions in the PDF format in our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are given in the description. So do join the Telegram channel. And as I told already, we are even providing summaries for prelims test series at the PT 365. So that's it, friends, for this lecture. I'll see you again tomorrow with some more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.